Hi everyone, Lumario here. Welcome to my coverage of the Pokemon Sun and Moon demo. A quick note before we begin, I'd like to give a huge thank you to French Mudkip for allowing me to use a modified version of his Sun and Moon layout template. A link to his channel will be in the description. Also do note that I am not using my webcam right now because I am actually feeling a little bit sick. I'm alright now, thankfully though, well enough that I can at least record and my voice is feeling alright, so that's a good thing. Also bear in mind though that I am setting up a green screen and hopefully I'll be installing a shelf tomorrow for my lighting. So look forward to that in the near future. Without further ado, let's get right into the demo. So a question I want to ask you guys as well, if you've been playing demo, what features of the demo do you like best? Discuss in the comments below. And yeah, I mean, because do keep in mind, obviously, that the demo is representative of what Sun and Moon will be like once it's released. So as you can see, the demo starts off you walking out of your house and you read a letter. So it says, "Dear son, if you're reading this letter, then you must have already arrived in the Alola region. Hope you're not too tired from the move. Is that Greninja I left for you doing okay? That Pokemon loves the heat, so it should enjoy having some hot Pokemon battles in the heat of Alola." Then I must have forgotten to write their name. People have been speculating that I think that the letter is written by Ash, and given that, you know, Ash-Greninja, it's called Ash-Greninja, it would make sense, obviously. But it'd be interesting to see how you put Ash into the game continuity, and I'll explain that in a sec. Obviously, you see here now that your mum comes out of the house, and once you go to the city hall. So, regards to what I'm saying to how Ash would fit into the continuity of the games, obviously, not all the generations have complete continuity in terms of every down to the last detail. But obviously, when it comes to Ash and Red in particular, Red obviously has continuity in Generation 1 and 2. Obviously, in Generation 1, you play as Red. In Generation 2, you play him in Mount Silver. And of course, Ash is based off Red. So it'll be interesting to see, whether or not they both get treated equally from here on out, or whether or not we never hear of Red again and Ash replaces Red, essentially. But yeah, what I'm saying, do you know when you greet someone in the Alola region, you say Alola? Obviously a pun on Aloha. So yeah, so it's moved here. Yeah, and yeah, obviously the discussion, here's what we already know, you have indeed moved from Kanto. I guess you should just relax and wait here. Yeah. So you will note that it's only the circle pad that's movement now. The directional pad no longer does movement, and holding B to run hasn't changed. Yeah, and you'll notice that like the camera angles are sort of reminiscent of what it's like inside a building in ORAS, but this camera angle is now this method of movement, rather, I should say, is the primary movement throughout the whole game. They've done away with the whole grid-based movement. And obviously here we see Hole. Yeah, so they're introducing themselves, and of course I think the city wing is named it's Hal's namesake as well. Okay, yeah, so it looks like we're gonna explore a town for it as well. Okay. And as soon as we get outside, we can see that we've got some Team Skull Grunts to deal with. Man, these guys have some pretty cool dance moves, I must say. Of course, they want to steal your Pokemon. It's like every single team. Every single opposing team. Well, not all, but most. in every previous Pokemon game. Okay, let's get these guys Pokemon battle. And their dance moves. Man, their dance moves could eventually rival the Ginyu Force. I must say the cutscenes and the train animations are a really big step up from X and Y and ORAS in particular as well. But interestingly, this is actually a single battle. Not sure why it's not a double battle, considering you have Hull beside you, and obviously Hull has had dialogue, which suggests that he obviously has a Pokemon on him as well. So yeah, as you can see, obviously the battle screen has been completely redone, and we'll go for Water Shuriken. If you've been keeping up with the Sun and Moon news as well, you'll know that obviously within the battle menu it'll tell you things like stat drops, for example, which is very handy, especially if you happen to forget about stat drops during battles. Just have a menu there, and you can see which stats are raised and dropped. The beaten Team Skull, it's way too strong. Bone pick view, tell our big sis. They can't fight their own battles. Nothing to be scared of as long as we've got Pokemon by your side. Yeah, so it looks like we're now going to go to the Pokemon Center. Let's see what these NPCs say actually before we do anything else. Don't really say a lot, do they? Welcome to the city. Corsola. Something about a Corsola. Let's see if these guys up here say anything. Hola. Yeah, I don't think they'll say much else, but anyway. We'll go in here. But yeah, as you can see from how we've been playing, the changes to getting rid of the grid-based system and the camera angles in general may actually make a really big difference. It's something you have to experience to make sense, but it's obviously quite different to ORAS and X and Y. It's more free roaming, that's for certain. And Hal gives you a super potion. Awesome. Okay, so what we're gonna do before we do anything is obviously we're gonna heal up Pokemon because we just played first Team Skull. And get out of the habit of using D-pad and use the circle pad. Wow, that's the change. Wow, I do like the animation for the healing your Pokemon. They actually use full-size sprites now, not small sprites. That's awesome. And yeah, this is a new addition to the Pokemon Center. Obviously, cafe. What did she say? The cafe on a trip around the world. Got it back for a month. That's fine. Obviously, the full game's released in a month, so we'll find out then. Alice says nothing. And as you'll see here as well, the Pokemon makes a return, being merged into the same building as the Pokemon Center. This is interesting. So yeah, now we just walk outside. And yeah, so now we're introduced to Professor Kukui. Done. He moved from Kanto region. Yep. The Hal's pretty much recapping to the Professor what we've done so far in the demo. Kui's hoping we can be friends. Kui's obviously the researcher in the Alola region. Hey, Professor, you should train Sun. Sure. And as we all know, Trials are what essentially replaces gym leaders in Pokemon Sun and Moon. So totally focus on training before I even tell you what it is, so respect that. It's like the focus of Machamp, the superpower Pokemon using a Focus Blast. I wouldn't recommend that anyone runs Focus Blast on the Machamp, particularly if you play competitive, because as you'll know, Machamp is certainly not a special attacking Pokemon. Trials are a custom we have here in the Alola region. Young boys and girls go through them to get stronger as trainers and to get closer to their Pokemon. Yeah, so pretty much just reinforcing the differences in Sun and Moon between every previous game as gym leaders. Well, whenever you're ready, come on out to where we'll hold the trial in Carrot Hill. Awesome. And yeah, so awesome. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna break this up into parts. So I'm gonna call this part 1 and end it here. I hope you did enjoy this first part of the Sun and Moon demo. Remember to leave a comment below. Obviously, the question in mind too: what features of the demo do you like best? Discuss them below. And if you're enjoying this series, please leave a like and consider following me on social media. And until the next part, guys, I'll see you soon.